And one. Okay. Hello and welcome at PropTech Buzz, a global platform for PropTech and construction tech products and leaders from around the world. In this podcast series for construction tech, we talk to founders, CEOs, investors, and more from around the construction tech space and learn from them how they build and grow construction tech companies. Before I introduce my guests, I would encourage all our listeners to subscribe to our podcast channel and join our construction tech community on broadtechbuzz.com, where we share a lot of valuable information and insights on construction topics. Today, I'm very thrilled to have with me both of my esteemed guests, Zhihao and Robin, the co-founders of Genia. Zhihao is a visionary entrepreneur and innovator with an extensive engineering and AI background. He has a great eye for market trends. Thus, he has continuously pushed the boundaries for real estate technology. Before starting Genia, Zhihao gained excellent experience working with top-tier organizations, sharpening his product management and strategic planning. Robin, on the other hand, is an experienced structural engineer. He started his career designing steel and concrete structures at Arab Group, and later he returned to Canada to work on timber structures. Noticing some efficiencies in the civil work, he is dedicated to refining engineering and construction to be more digitalized and more intelligent. So, welcome, Robin and Jihao, to our podcast. I hope you are doing great, and I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Awesome. Thanks for
Jihao,
having us.
Thank you for having
yeah,
us.
okay,
Thank
Jihao.
you for having us.
Although I have gave a brief introduction about both of you, I still would like to know more and hear from you about your career trajectory and what led you to create Genia.
Yeah, of course, of course. So I always see myself as a product innovator. I specialize in launching and building new technologies into a yet to be defined markets. So throughout my career, I've built a mixed reality smart glasses for consumers back in 2017. We tend to think we were the first for consumers at that time because really before us was mostly HoloLens and Magic Leap. Both of them were pretty bulky, so not ready for consumers.
Mm,
We at that time were the first to sort of reduce the form factor, make it lightweight, and ready to go with consumers. So I specialize in by launching or by building that product, I gain expertise and specialties in building a novel technologies and launching that into a new market. And then later on, throughout my own career, I have keep AI as a key technological interest of mine throughout my career, and I later on built AI recommendations systems for consumers, computer vision algorithms to help content creators uncover the monetization potential in their content. And I actually have my own family connection tied to the field of construction. My dad is a geologist, so he actually runs a consultancy that designs the foundation. So growing up and observing him doing the work, I also appreciate the inefficiency in the whole process. So after obviously I met Robin at a previous startup, the two of us chatted about the work, and this turned out to be a sweet spot, at least for me, given my personal interest and family background. So.
yeah, that's very interesting. So, and Robin, how about you? Can you tell us a little more about your career so far, and also if you can tell us the story of how you and Jihao paths came across each other?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so I came from the traditional structural design industry. So I was educated in Canada as a structural engineer. I just love buildings in general. I love high rise. I thought those are like the pinnacle of human civilization, right? So after graduation, I worked for Arab, which I did design a very very large casino project in Macau. Yeah, it was that time I realized the whole design process is quite tedious. Yeah, and slow and repetitive. Yeah, so after that experience, I moved back to Canada, where I did a lot of timber residential house in Canada. It further kind of reinforced my impression of the inefficiency of the design process. Yeah, so after that, I briefly worked for my family construction business in Canada as well. So, and then that's the time where COVID hit. And then there, like, I just reflecting on my own experience about, if right now, we just use some AI technology to just automate the whole process. Yeah, so it was that time I decided to transfer to tech industry. I started to work for a software company, learn Python, learn data science. That's where I met Zhihao, actually, at the startup company. It was, like there's a day that I bring up this idea to Zhihao, and just instantly that we agreed, this would be something that we should work together, and there's a huge potential of it. Yeah, I'm just passionate about it in general. Yeah.
Perfect. Um, and I'm very excited to know about Genia and how what you created so far. So let's jump right into it. G, how can you provide us with a general overview of what Genia is?
Right. As Robin said, engineering work in the construction space is quite repetitive and tedious. Not only do engineers have to go through thousands of iterations of engineering calculations, they have also need to rely upon human experience and heuristics to design the general layout. So not only is this process very inefficient, slow, repetitive, it's quite error prone. So noticing this problem, we think, what if we can generate a permit ready drawing not in weeks or months, but in hours or almost instantly. Then a human engineer can take a look, make sure the actual output is of high quality, meets the building standards, and then they'll have the permit ready drawing, by the end of the afternoon if they start off in the morning. So that's sort of the new workflow that we envision at Genia, and hence we start focusing on building a generative design copilot for that. Our initial set of customers are structural engineers, given Robin's background and familiarity with the space. So the first product that we launched was a structural copilot that helps structural engineers generate permit-ready structural drawings. And our initial set of focus are on low-rise to mid-rise timber structures in North America.
Perfect. And Robin, can you tell our audience about the specific technical problems and how does Genia solve these problems in the construction industry?
For sure. Yeah, so as mentioned, like based on my personal experience, the whole design process is just very slow and tedious. For example, like the large casino project I'm working on, it's a very large building, but it was designed by 1,000 Excel sheets. So that is a problem, right? So the more tedious, the more human intensive work leads to a lot of errors, right? So later we found there's like 40% of permit rejection is due to simple human errors. So that's a problem, yeah. As well, in addition to that, in North America, like the whole kind of like design consultancies are very segmented. Like for example, for a very simple housing project, there are like multiple parties, right? Architects and the structural engineers, the mechanical engineers and civil engineers, they all come from different companies, right? So the communication between them are very costly, and also it's very easy to make design conflicts within those parties. Yeah. So all those conflicts could lead to a very serious problem in the long term during the construction, right? So there could be like time cost, material cost, also quality cost during the construction. So that's a problem. Yeah. So how we solve it, I'll leave to Zhihao to give us the solution. Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell us, please provide us with the solution? How did you did that, Zhihao? And you
Sure.
can also go into the technical stuff. How did you? It's not just what the outcome of the product is, but actually what is going behind the screen for the software to create these 2D or 3D structural images.
Of course. So in the technology stack that we built, there are two major components. One is a Gen AI component that's responsible for designing the general layouts of the structure, and there's also a physics simulation engine that evaluates and checks the physical validity of the generated design. So the two systems run in cycles or in iterations. So whenever there's a Gen AI output that's being designed and generated, then the physics simulation steps in, evaluates, and provides targeted feedback back to the AI system so that it can learn and learn from the physical evaluation results. So that's sort of how our technology is architectured on a high level. Because of this architecture, we're able to balance the creativity of Gen AI, which a lot of people talk about with popular Gen AI products like Midjourney or things like that, with the rigorousness required by engineers in this field. So when we provide the results back to engineers, we not only provide the actual layout, but we actually provide a set of calculation sheets. This is where we introduce the rigorousness of engineering. We select the best materials based on force requirements, and we print out the force calculations, their capacity, and the actual numbers, so that engineers can review the design, make sure it's indeed a valid one before they sign it off. So that's sort of the how the technology and the product works under the hood.
Yeah, it's very informative. Yeah, uh, Robin, can you please tell me? Do you know any competitors or anyone else is doing the same tasks? Because with the introduction of natural language processing, a lot of AIs are coming. So, do you know any of previous competitions that doing the same co-pilot or something similar, or is there any existing ones? Robin, we can't hear you.
There are companies.
Yeah,
Okay, can you hear me now? How about
yeah,
now?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah, perfect.
right. Okay, yeah. As you know, there are companies out there that does solving the tedious work problem, right? So there are
Yeah,
companies like trying to generate architectural drawings. They're trying to like give out different layouts instantly, right? So we've been looking at those companies, yeah. But after we did a lot of search, we couldn't find any company that does generate engineering drawings, right? So it does. Like some of the competitors are great and generating like good looking buildings, right? But it cannot guarantee the physical performance
mm,
of that building. It can't guarantee the safety, right? So
mm,
we talked to a lot of engineers, and they said, they wouldn't really risk their license of using those products to provide the permit drawings, right? So that's the issue, right? So what we do is we are the only one that could generate the drawings that, particularly for engineers, for structural
yes.
engineers. Yeah. So we do provide the drawings as well, the calculation process as the calculation result, right? So when we handing all those packaged to the engineers, yeah, they are more comfortable of using it, and they're more comfortable, like risking their lessons, kind of using the product that we have. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, can you tell me, Robin, how is this co-pilot going to require an experienced civil engineer, or just anyone can use it? So maybe in the future, if a normal guy, not an engineer, want to build this dream home, can just go into the co-pilot and make the AI, create the structural drawings, and just get someone to build it.
Right. I mean, like with more data, more over time, it will potentially improve to that level, right? To just fully replace human, but that's not our intention actually. So our
Yeah.
intention is to help engineers to work more efficiently, right? So we'll give
Yes.
them the result, the options that they have, that so that they can choose the best result and they can just human proof the result. Yeah.
Mm. And Zhihao, what do you think about that? I also think
Sure.
that AI is actually creating a new kind of problem, because a lot of students, a lot of not just in civil engineering, in any other fields, the more the UIs gets better, the less the humans will work. So their skill level is gonna decline in time. So after maybe 10 or 20 years, we may not find a very experienced civil engineer to be innovative enough to create something different, something new. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Also, I think maybe adding a little bit of sentences to your previous question, which I think is really interesting as well. We really, I don't think it will be a technological problem per se as to generate accurate at least structural drawings in the short term. But I think eventually it will still be an ethical question whether human involvement is still be needed. I think
Mm,
my belief is there will still be a role for structural engineers, because if you look at structural engineers' day-to-day job today, their job is probably 80% on the drawing design and still 20% on supporting existing designs. So they need to do on-site inspections, make change orders as needed accordingly, given the actual construction, in the on site. So those are also a critical part of the job of structural engineers, and those kind of jobs are least likely to be replaced by by AI. And so that's why we set off as a company. We try to be assistive. We try to augment the creativity and the engineering solution design of structural engineers. And I think at the end of the day, this could also be an educational tool. So, because structural engineers working in the field, they have to acquire previous experience to learn the heuristics. It's getting hard for new grads to gain that experience, and maybe we can become an educational tool, even introduced at universities when they start to pick up the field. Then they can play with our software, try to gain that real experience before they join the workforce. So we actually see ourselves being more of an augmentative force to help engineers do their job, as opposed to replacing them and be competitive directly with human engineers. And I think Robin and I, we always chatted about this philosophically. Like we were thinking about those more modern style of architectures that are being come up by architects. Those kind of architectures are rarely can be done by structural engineering software like us, to be very frank. So there's maybe a greater possibility of human engineers and human architects to sort of unleash our creativity even further, and leave the mundane kind of design to a software that can do most of the work accurately. So arguably we can make the architects or the buildings that we see in real life a little bit more creative, more interesting.
Yeah. I also believe that using AI or leveraging the power of AI to help us facilitate these systematic buildings will give the more experienced persons more time to focus on the high-end creative new innovations.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
my next question is that I'm very curious about your business model. Zhihao, can you provide us with some information about your business model and what business model are you using?
Right. So the software is available as a web-based SaaS software. So our pricing works of essentially we charge based on number of designs that are generated per account. So we currently charge about $200 for each design that's being generated through our software, and we package 20 designs as a monthly subscription plan. So 20 designs at $4,000 per month. So that's sort of our pricing model at the moment.
Yeah. And Robin, how much does it take for the co-pilot to create each design, and what information does it need to create the design?
Right. So right now, it's actually we can generate a drawing within minutes. Actually, so it's very pretty much like instantly compared to the traditional working process. Yeah. So the input we're taking is just the plain architecture drawing. Yeah. So we can take a plain architectural drawing in PDF or CAD format. So we take that information, we recognize it, and we generate and then produce the structural drawing.
Yeah, that's perfect. And what are the steps, Robin, you are taking to make Genia and your business grow in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so actually, we are planning to roll out a product in this September. Yeah, so that's like a full rollout. Yeah, but right now we do have design partners as well. So, for example, like Suffolk, so one of the largest contractors in North America, like they actually reached out to us, like because we are the only engineers that provide the drawings for them. So we're actually working working some project with them. So that's a very big growth in our company, as well as we do have some local partners in Canada. So we do like have 4 design partners. We're constantly kind of running projects with them, producing drawings for them. So right now we do already produce like around like 50 to 60 drawings for them. So that's kind of like our market growth in the future and the later stage.
Yeah, perfect. And Zhihao, looking ahead in the future, what do you envision and have planned for Genia over the next 3 to 4 years?
Right. So, I mean, like Robin said, the immediate goal is for us to, keep rolling out the product among structural engineers. And as we're solving the structural engineering problem really well, then obviously the next step is to expand horizontally to cover mechanical, electrical, and plumbing MEPs disciplines in general. So our goal is definitely try to, not only focus on structural engineering, but also do the engineering solution design integratedly. So the power of doing integrated design, combining MEPs with structural engineering, is that we're able to effectively make essentially the engineering blueprint of how a house should be built. So in this way, we can not only save a lot of design conflicts and coordinations and communications of developers with those engineering consultancies, we can also become the operating system for construction. So, by understanding how the house will get built or how the buildings will get, constructed, we can, not only do the design, but also become a marketplace, essentially connecting project demands with the optimal supply chain. So actually, a lot of people don't realize how critical it is to digitize the entire workflow. So during the design process, we definitely need to consider local supplies for feasibility. But in addition to that, there's a great amount of efficiency to be unlocked once we're able to coordinate with the supply chain. And what really gets myself personally excited is we can support both on-site construction, but also off-site construction as well. So imagine you can actually have our design software connected to a flexible manufacturing line at a prefab manufacturer. Then a design time will know exactly when the part that we just designed will be produced. 3 to 4 weeks down the road, or 3 to 4 months down the road. Then as we're making changes, we will be getting those lead time quotes, accordingly updates as an update. So those are the kind of more efficient, more connected workflow that at Genia we envision the construction pipeline should involve.
Yeah, I also came to mind to me that since you have like some experience in the past with mixed realities, do you think that
Right.
you can integrate that in the future with the structured design? Maybe the copilot creates the structured design and creates a model, and also the engineers and the workers in the site maybe can wear in VR and see the building before it's actually built.
Of course. I mean, like for us, rendering as 2D or 3D is more of a rendering technology is happening at the end of the pipeline. So, we do design on image level, on 2D level, and on topological level to consider elevation. So essentially, in the early processes of the design pipeline, we consider those as sort of a topological or abstract 3D model, and then we can generate a realistic 3D model for rendering. So if you put on a mixed reality smart glasses and you take a look at the BIM model that we generate, that will certainly give you the critical immersive experience to help understand what the structure looks like and how far the actual construction process is apart from the design output. And then it will also help structural engineers visualize the actual space conflict. A lot of change orders happen when on-site construction is happening. So it will definitely help them understand why the conflict is happening, what changes should be made accordingly. So we do see mixed reality play a greater role along with the process, and hopefully we can help lower the adoption cost for the mixed reality smart glasses. Because I think at least in North America, to actually construct a full BIM model, it can still cost around $50,000. So it's really cost prohibitive to build like single family houses, for example. So.
Yeah, I think in the future engineering can get better than that.
Exactly.
So, Robin, since you have a strong background in structural engineering, I understand that every project and every site is unique and different with its own challenges, from wind to earthquake zones and soil problems. How do you integrate these variables within your Copilot, and how much information do you feed to it to introduce some safe design drawings?
Right. Yeah, that's a great question, actually. So, I mean, that's just for different regions. Just for example, in Canada and North America, for each regions there are like different snow load factors, different like wind load factors, right? So, just the values are different from region to region. Yeah, but surprisingly, actually, the building code is pretty consistent in North America. So the items are all in there, right? So we need the snow code, the snow load, the wind load, the earthquake loadings, right? So we just, it's only a matter of time. You just be extracting all those information and put into the GPT, and they will produce the tablet, the tables of these parameters we can directly use in our program. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. I really want to thank you, Zhihao and Robin, for sharing all this information and insight with us. Um, it was very both enlightening and informative. Do you have anything that you want to add?
I just want to say, our structural copilot is available on our website. So for any potential customers and investors, interested in Genia, please do reach out. I don't know if there's a way to provide my email or contact info, but
we will do
if you go to, awesome, yeah. But if you go to our website, the actual calendar link is invited. It's linked to my own calendar. So if you want to book a call, discuss Genia, discuss what we're building, feel free to do that.
Yeah, perfect. Again, it's been both enlightening and informative to know about your innovation and plans for the future. So, okay, that's it for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast channel and join our construction tech community on propticbuzz.com. So, we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Zhihao. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Zhihao. Thank you, Robin, a lot. Let's do that one more time in the future, please.
For sure. Take care.
Certainly. Yeah.
Bye bye.